Okay, do I have to do anything with my feet?
Shouldn't.
Cross your fingers. You're ruining it.
Is it leaking again?
I just want to make sure we've got
No.
no gas leaks.
All right, push the go button and see what happens. Good morning, we're back out in the shop. Today we're going to be tackling the suck down mount for our front winch, or I guess our mount for our front suck down winch. This guy will be used to pull the front end down when we're going up a steep climb to help keep that weight pulled down and so the chassis doesn't want to push away from the rock itself. So we're going to get you guys thrown on the tripod real quick and get after some cardboard design. I think I want to use a piece or two pieces, actually, a flat plate on the back of that axle housing, contour those and cut them out. And then the winch cable will come down, actually winch rope will come down to a shackle that'll just attach to that guy so it pulls straight up, so that we're pulling this up to the winch housing itself. At least that's my theory. We'll see how it works. We'll get after this thing. Give her a step off point here. Start with the lid off the box. I just grabbed a piece of scrap out of the saw drop. I'll wrap this around the winch over the barrel. I know that the barrel is going to be a little fuller than that with a winch rope, so my pull will actually come a little more out the front. And I can pull around this one if I want, but that'll give me an eyeball as to where we're going to be. Bring me all down here. So that piece we hung from up there is right here, and it kind of gives us a visual as to where the winch cable or winch rope is going to pull down to. And that'll give us a spot where we can take our pattern and figure out where we want to make our attachment points. I think that if we go right there, we're not quite centered, but for suck down, I don't think it's really gonna matter. That housing's a nice, even, flat place to pull. It'll be protected. But if, hey, cardboard pattern tried to get me. Took that sucker, folded her in half. I think I like that. Okay, we'll take that. Okay. So if we were to take this guy and we were to put him right in here, well, I think that's just about perfect, don't you? Just about like that, and then we'll nice piece of material between it for a shackle to go around. That sticks up just above the housing, doesn't it? But it sticks it out behind the housing enough, I think. Welcome back to the land of the giants. So what I did is I was just eyeballing down there, you guys have seen, and I happened to have these pieces, well, a piece that looked like that, laying on the floor down there with me. So I folded it in half, cut it in two, which made two tabs. That allowed me to visually put this up and kind of get a representation of what it would look like. I don't see that we need anything any heftier than that, especially if we're going to use that 1/4-inch plate that we have. I think we can get away with this. I would like to have a radius top edge, just so that everything, as the front end goes through cycle, it's going to move up and down. Just kind of gives us a little safer feeling of the winch rope chafing on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get probably a lid off of a can or something over there that I can kind of use for a pattern edge. For this, I'm going to stick it on there, draw my line around it, and then we'll cut it. We'll cut this guy down to a little more of the right width, and we will get us some pieces made up, crawl back under there, do some test fittage. We'll be right back with you. Pop don't want me to cut my finger off this morning. arts and crafts in the shop. And that's kind of what we got going. And on our real piece, we'll put a spacer in the middle of that. So it's spaced out about like so.
That runs around in town once in a while.
Alright, so we're going to try this and see what happens. I am in one of those spots where you can't get there from here, so we're just going to see what happens.
Never carried 55s or 56s.
Because of the overall thumb?
Yeah, I just never did.
You want me closest?
No, I was just tacking.
Like the 57 Chevys, everybody was old.
Hot, hot, hot.
And never working.
Well, so I think it was perfect.
Alright, how we for straight up and down, Jack?
Looks like it needs to go over that way a little bit. Not by much.
I don't think she's gonna rotate him. Actually.
On the hammer?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Nah, we're good enough.
Yeah.
Close enough for the girls I date.
I don't know, property.
That's some tasty smoke.
In and out.
Alright, well, grab bar or...
Well, I thought you were gonna wait to, on the grab bar, till you got done it, got up there. So Shannon could see what she wanted
yeah, for the length.
for the
On
length
that one.
and the height and stuff on it. So we're waiting on brake parts.
Brake parts,
And
axles, shifters.
Need to make a list, Jack, because what, over there on our board, what we're short, what we need.
On the in the nail.
Yeah.
Well, we have
You've heard that before. Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
vents, vents for the portal boxes, the only vents that we have left.
The what?
The vents for the portal boxes are the only vents we have left.
Will they get vents?
Yeah, that's what these holes are for. In this housing right here, there should be a hole in it.
Right there.
Seatbelts.
Seatbelts, everyone.
Headlights. Headlights. Bleed the brakes. Start this pig. PSC purge. Use the tubing. It should hold 8 gallons. How much has it got in it? About 2 inches.
Yes, in there. Hello?
Enough.
Okay. Ooh, look out, Jack. You shouldn't have to cycle the main.
Really?
No, because I'm shutting the... It's got fuel. Oh, it's got a massive fuel leak up here someplace.
Got a hole in the line?
Acts like it.
No, it's leaking right here because this isn't tight.
The good news is it's leaking in the drip pan. It's not leaking from there. It's leaking from this quick connect fitting.
We just had a crescent wrench.
Yeah, it's right here. I think it's leaking because this right here.
No, it's leaking right here.
Oh, look at it. It's leaking from above that. I don't think this is pushed all the way up in there.
Looks crooked unless the bracket around it is not even.
Yeah, that fitting is not
not the
in
right
there
one.
correctly. Well, this all came in the same kit, so.
This here, it's tight here, but on this side, it's not, so I don't know if it's...
Yes, it's this guy right here.
Because it could be just a snap.
Yeah, it should have just clicked in. I think we might need a longer bolt. Yeah. We need a longer bolt. This is, yeah, looks like it. Because this piece should have just snapped up into that filter. Because this piece definitely isn't tight. Might take this one. Oh, that sucker's tight. Because that just, it's a metal to metal piece. I can feel the seal in there. I mean, if we need to shorten this hose so that it doesn't push up, I'm fine with that, but it just seems weird. No, I still see it leaking. I think it should have one of these. No, because those are
It's the same fitting, isn't it?
those are for this fitting. So Pop, I think what's going to happen is this fuel line is going to have to be loose on the back portion so that it can align where it wants to align to seal up. So that's going to be my concern, is that some sort of vibration or something is going to cause it to leak. Because right now, as long as you don't move it, turn the main power on.
That's this?
Yep.
Okay.
Flip the ejectocito button up and flip the switch up inside of there.
To do that. Okay. Do I have to do anything with my feet?
Shouldn't.
Cross your fingers. You're ruining it.
Is it leaking again?
I want to make sure we've got
No.
no gas leaks.
All right, push the go button and see what happens. No throttle response. Yep, just flip it down. Flip the red. All you gotta do is flip the red down.
Oh. Learn something new every day. That stinks.
No throttle response.
So it's got to be this.
I love this red switch. I love the fact that it's red. Do I have to let that run for any amount of time? Like till that noise
Yep,
stops?
just when that's. So it's not seeing anything there. Huh? Yeah. Well, but if the throttle position sensor or if the throttle actuator motor was unplugged, it would just go to high idle, because that's what it does, because it closes that. Cycle the rear steer.
I don't know how to do that.
Straight forward and back.
I don't have to put my feet on
Nope.
it.
Steering wheel's up there. Up on top.
Why did that rev me?
Because it loads up against the pump. All right, we come to end of another day. We did get to hear it make noise. Unfortunately, we found some issues. Alternator belt still not aligned. Gonna have to address that. The throttle pedal out of the Malibu is not the same as the throttle pedal out of the Lucerne. It uses a different voltage reference. Figured that out with a handheld. It's an alarm over the voltage reference for that. So we're gonna have to fix that. But overall, halfway decent day. Made some progress, got some things figured out. We're gonna get on out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.